Hi, I'm here today to share with you my digital search story for my research question, what is the physiological reasoning behind the idea that artificial sweeteners make it more difficult to maintain good long-term health? So the first statement that I'm going to put into Google is artificial sweeteners health impacts, and then in quotes, physiological effects. So here we're seeing some scholarly articles, we're seeing some .gov, some .coms, even Pinterest. So I'm going to go up here to the scholarly articles because I think that those are the most reliable. I'm going to click on that link that Google so kindly gives us. And this one that says physiological effects of non-digestible oligosaccharides looks awesome. And I've read through this abstract, and this paper actually talks about the physiological effects of artificial sweeteners. And so that is definitely going to help me answer my research question uh, regarding the health impacts physiologically of artificial sweeteners. So this is a great source. I really like it. I'm going to go back to that initial Google search up here at the top, and I'm also going to click on this one because it's a .gov website, which is generally pretty reliable. So I'm going to see what this has to say, and actually to save some time, I'm going to search physiological effects so I can find that part in the paper. And this actually talks about the physiological effects of natural sweeteners versus artificial sweeteners. And that could be really interesting for this research question because I didn't even think about the physiological effects of natural sweeteners. I was really focused on artificial sweeteners, but this article makes some really good points about how natural sweeteners are good, but they're different physiologically than artificial sweeteners, which also can be good. And so maybe I'll think about changing my research question later, depending on what I find. But we're going to go back here. And I'm actually going to click on the Pinterest, not because it's a great source. It's really not a great source, but I think that it's a great starting point. I can come here and I can see different types of artificial sweeteners, and beside them is a common stigma associated with that artificial sweetener. So for sucralose, it says chlorinated carcinogen, so cancer. And it's making the implication that sucralose causes cancer, which is a common misconception. But I think it's a good place to start to kind of figure out where people are having their minds at. They are in the general public. And so that could be something that's interesting to put into a Google search statement, which I'm actually going to do right now. All right, so here's my second search statement in Google. I put sucralose, cancer, and physiological effects all in quotes because I only wanted articles that contain those exact words because that is the question that I am trying to figure out. Does sucralose cause cancer like it is perceived to? There's not as many scholarly articles during this search, but there are some .govs, which could be good sources. Magazine, maybe not on this. You don't really know who the expert is. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this .gov because I trust this .gov website. And this website actually goes through all the different artificial sweeteners and talks about what they do in your body physiologically and how they impact your body. And you can go through and you can see that certain artificial sweeteners are actually worse physiologically for your body based on the effects they're having on your body systems than others. And if you scroll down, you can actually see that all the studies performed for cancer, I just scrolled down to it says cancer up here, found that the sugar that is artificial does actually not have an increased risk of cancer. And all of these article sources you can click on up here, and then they'll give you the whole physiological breakdown. So this is a really excellent source to back up the physiological effects of regular sugar versus artificial sugars. Alright, so because I'm finding so much information about both artificial sweeteners and natural sweeteners, I decided to change my question to what are the physiological effects on the body of natural sugars versus artificial sweeteners? Again, still with that physiological, which is why I have physiological in quotes here. And I found a really awesome article from the Mayo Clinic. It gives a breakdown of natural sugars versus artificial sweeteners and the physiological effects of them. We don't have time to go through them right now, but it's an awesome source. And all of my sources work to answer the question regarding the physiological effects of the natural sugars versus artificial sugars, and really help to narrow it down. So that is my digital search story.